Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
If this is the sweet and sour edition, I say sweet because this time Pixie and Jay are together. So yeah, we have to deal with that. So expect about an hour or so of no, I love you more. No, I love you more. No, I love you more. And then when I stop talking to myself, Pixie might do it with Jay. And ooh, I think they froze on me.
I think they did too.
Yep, they froze. Also, John has discovered effects on the Hangout.
I'm not the only one.
It's the only effect I need right here. Well, tonight's episode is titled "Kill the Mouse." As usual, it ties into our main story. But before I start, I am, of course, your friendly neighborhood geekazoid, Evan Ransom. With me today is everyone's favorite angry monkey, John Little. Say hi, John.
Eat geek, motherfuckers.
And we have a rabbit this time with a fancy stash.
And glasses. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
we have a hipster rabbit.
And in theory, later on, Pixie and Jay will be joining us once they're done with their technical difficulties, which is a euphemism for their webcam doesn't work well. I don't want to know.
Rabbit, you stay on point with that tonight. We're going to need that sound effect quite a bit.
Oh, God. So, yeah, the main story tonight is it's not uncommon for Disney to get sued, but this time it's hilarious. A woman is suing Disney because they claim she stole her life story to make the movie Frozen.
You know, that actually reminds me of a girl I went to high school with who threw a fit because Sailor Moon stole her story. And I know, Evan, if you think long and hard, you know exactly who I'm fucking talking about.
No, not really. Sadly,
yes,
no one is
doing mine. Oh, okay. She
not
was in your
sister,
class. No. McQueen.
Diana?
Mm-hmm.
Diana thought they stole her life story to make Sailor Moon?
She threw a fit because, I remember many a time in art class talking to her about that and her going, it's just so bad, they stole my story. I'm like, they wrote it before you ever lived.
Why would you want to claim that story? I mean, no offense to Sailor Moon fans, but it's a show that revolves around a very vapid, two-dimensional character who's completely obsessed with boys. And for those coming in, I'm talking about Sailor Moon, not Twilight. It's one in every generation.
Thank you, Rabbit.
You're welcome. It was a little late on that one. I had to move the mouse too much.
Well, the thing I find hilarious about this particular claim is, let's see, the people who made this, what's the story based off of again? It's a guy Hans Christian Andersen. Yeah, that's who she should really be trying to sue, apparently, because it's based off of a Hans Christian Andersen tale. I think your argument may be invalid, lady.
Yeah, and it was probably written before she even existed.
Yeah. Wait, did you say you said you were dating Diana McQueen in high school?
Dear God, no. I said I knew her. No, dude.
Okay.
Not that she's not attractive, not that they yeah, no. So many problems there. No. I'm not claiming that at all.
Oh, she sees this. Well, that's okay. I don't think she knows it exists.
I'm sure if she did, I'd hear about it.
I'm in very loose contact with her, so. No, it's funny. Like a lot of guys in high school, I did have a crush on her. Unlike most guys in high school, my crush lasted only about 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, most nowadays I make smart-ass comments to all her vegan posts.
Oh
I think
God,
everyone's required to by law.
Yeah,
I
that's
can't get.
right, Internet. I believe eating meat is fine.
I personally just can't get with a girl who has something against putting meat in her mouth.
Rabbit? Thank you!
Moving on to
We are way too easily enter-fucking-tained.
You know, I just kind of wish I discovered this effect. I kind of now want a long-distance relationship with a girl, just so I can use the whole rim job drum thing every single time we have cyber sex.
That's rim shot, even though you were thinking about
Thank
getting
you.
a
It's
rim
been
job.
too long. No, it'll be a rim job in this particular scenario. Anyway, moving on to film. Actually, got quite a bit of news this week. I was surprised how easy it was to arrange it all. Coming out this week, we have the long-anticipated film being directed by David Fincher, starring Rosamund Pike and Ben Affleck, based off of the best-selling novel by Glenn Flynn. Anyway, Gone Girl. Gone Girl's coming out this week. For those of you who don't read books, or like me, who just never got around to it, and then all of a sudden found themselves realizing the movie's coming out in less than a week.
Must read book.
I'll probably watch the movie first and then read the book. That's the true test of whether or not the book is better. Watch the movie first, then read the book.
No,
I
got
go back to the World War Z story I told a couple weeks back.
Yeah, I consider that making my Jurassic Park mistake.
Continuing on, we also have coming out this week The Good Lie, because there are people in this world just need a Reese Witherspoon fix. Because if anything she does will ever beat that 90s not quite sex movie for teens they made. Annabelle, a creepy doll movie, which ties into another horror movie. I'm waiting for the day when horror movies get good again.
I thought they were coming back after Cabin in the Woods came out, but apparently that was short-lived.
That was
Evil Dead remake.
Yeah, Cabin in the Woods was way too low-key. It wasn't a big enough film.
Are you kidding me?
Evil Dead remake. Cabin in the Woods wasn't scary, but Evil Dead remake? Oh, hell yeah.
The Evil Dead remake is what I was talking about, not Cabin in the... Sorry, I was talking about Cabin in the Woods, not the Evil Dead remake.
Yeah, no, I'm saying Evil Dead remake.
Evil Dead remake, the only thing is it wasn't a phenomenon. It wasn't really marketed well enough for that.
No, but...
I don't think people realize when you hear about these movies having, big, $100 million budgets, 70% of that budget is the marketing.
Yeah, well, this film, I don't care what its budget or marketing was. I got scared. I felt physically uncomfortable. I felt physically ill.
That's a diamond in the rough, my friend.
Exactly.
I'm waiting for when it stops being a diamond in the rough. Saying that there will be a period of time where we have more good horror movies than bad horror movies. I'm saying, can it at least be like the 70s, where we're getting 70s and 80s where it feels like we're getting a string of classics again. They're legitimately good, even when you rewatch them, even now.
Yeah, very well. Now, wait a minute. Let's go back here. 70s and 80s. There aren't a lot of classics there. There are a lot of cult films.
The Exorcist, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween.
Yeah, it doesn't hold up when you go back and rewatch it. They're still good films, but they don't hold the fear value they used to.
Yeah, but that's mainly because we've all seen them before.
Well, yes, it doesn't matter though. I mean, I can watch the Evil. I mean, I literally watched the Evil Dead movie just the other day and still felt nauseous.
Scary.
No, the remake. Yeah. I watched the remake the other week, and it was just literally, I still got uncomfortable, physically excited, and physically ill.
There's a scene from Evil Dead that'll make you uncomfortable. The original.
Yes, there are a couple of scenes from that one. We might have a Pixie back. Do we have a Pixie back?
We're bringing Pixie back. Yeah. Or not. No more, she's a blue man.
Fuck
you, Rabbit.
Wow, what a way to commit. Jeez.
Holy shit, there's two guys there.
Well read.
What have you been doing, Pixie?
That's his little brother. Say hi, Greg.
Hello.
He was so
Welcome.
curious about this last time I was down here, so.
Well,
Oh my God. We got
I feel the need to mention this. 2 men enter, 1 man leave. 2 men enter, 1 man leave. Welcome to Thunderdome, bitch.
Harder Town, motherfucker.
Rise, motherfucker.
You know I haven't
Well,
finished mentioning all the theatrical releases yet. We're only like halfway through. Another horror movie, 7500, because horror on plane is a trope now. Yay. And the movie we've all been waiting for. Left Behind, starring Nicolas Cage.
Oh, God.
Oh, you know you want to watch it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Unless
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, unless Kirk Cameron is playing Jesus, I'm not interested.
Why would Jesus be in a Left Behind movie? Yeah, people, I know that part of the Bible.
Oh.
So I have a question. Is rebooting the entire Left Behind series, or is this going to pick up where the last one off? I think
It's
there are
rebooting
5.
where they left off. The movie's supposed to be, I think, the first few chapters focusing on the pilot of the airplane during the rapture, which is Nicolas Cage's character.
I mean, if they're gonna reboot movies from the '80s, can we reboot The Day After Tomorrow? Not The Day After Tomorrow. The Next Day with Steve Gutenberg about the nuclear.
No, that's the day after.
Yeah, The Day After. That's what I meant.
Gutenberg.
Yeah, fuck yeah, Steve Gutenberg.
No. If we're gonna bring someone back from Police Academy, I want Michael Winslow back.
Yeah.
No. Come on now. Let's be honest here. If we're gonna bring anybody back from Police Academy, we're either bringing back Callahan because of the boobs, or Tackleberry.
No, fucking Michael Winslow. I want the one man machine. And maybe Bobcat Goldthwait, because I never get enough Bobcat Goldthwait.
I would love to see him reprise his role as Zed. I really would.
For home video release, yeah, we might actually get through these. Transformers: Age of Extinction, a.k.a. the movie that got its top spot taken by a talking raccoon. I love it. Chef, starring the guy who directed Iron Man. Cold in July. I have no idea what that's about. Hellion, which I swear is not my childhood movies. And Lucky Them, which I'm guessing is not the description of the audience for the movie.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a description of anybody who didn't go see that movie.
We actually have a cancellation this week. It's the first time I've announced that. It turns out the guy who was tacked on to direct Why the Last Man Said it's basically not happening. So,
Okay.
for hardcore fans of that comic book series who are looking forward to some kind of live-action adaptation, like the host of the show.
Hey, on the bright side though, we got an official release date for the Deadpool movie.
Well, there is good news from that, as my roommate Jacob here has just pointed out. He will be the voice off to the side. It's okay to confuse him for God. That happens sometimes. I swear he looks just like Morgan Freeman. But the movie rights have actually gone back to the creators of the comic, Brian K. Vaughan and Pia Guerra. So there's that awesome. And hopefully they'll be smart enough to just go to HBO and make a series out of the damn thing like they should, because that's an HBO series waiting to happen.
Or at least Showtime.
No, HBO.
Has anyone seen this?
Showtime's good, but it's not as
Cool
it's
and Harley
not
Quinn.
that smart.
All right, Pixie, what'd you have to say? Pixie, speak up.
There's this artist going around and he blah blah blah. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Now we can hear you.
we can hear you now.
Losing it.
You're good.
Oh no. Okay. All right. No, there's this artist that's doing Deadpool and Harley Quinn if they had kids.
Oh
Yes,
god.
I've seen that one.
It showed him doing National Lampoon's Vacation.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, fucking
The
hilarious.
Joker's like tied in a bag on top of the steak wagon. I am loving this so much
I don't
right
support
now.
this.
It's so
I read the
wrong,
comic
but
when
it's
Deadpool
so
got
right.
married. I like the fact that he
I
stole a
love
chick
it.
from Dracula.
Actually, I think my favorite thing recently was it was a scene in one of the you know, let's save this for comics. Let's keep moving.
Okay. We have casting news. Ted 2 will have Liam Neeson and Morgan Freeman in it.
Which movie?
Ted 2.
What?
Well, of course it's going to be Morgan Freeman.
Because
You know,
Morgan
that movie
Freeman
came out
goes
that
through
year
4
where
or 5 microphones a
What was
day.
it? 2 years ago, I think it came out now. That year, that one summer where all the guys went to watch a movie about a teddy bear and all the girls went to watch a movie about strippers.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a good summer.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny.
Kids on the block had a bunch of hits, Chinese.
Now, what
food.
if I was the girl that went to go see the teddy bear and not the stripper?
Well, that
You
would
go
make
see-
you a
Yeah,
keeper,
you-
and no wonder you're taken already.
Great.
What? Mm.
No, there is not a movie where Channing Tatum dances and takes his clothes off. Right, Jay?
I have no idea what you're talking about. What did you say? Wet floor signs out in front of the theater. Wet floor signs out in front of the theater.
They're gonna have to do that for 50 Shades of Grey too.
Moving on to announcements. Holy fuck balls, we're getting a Bill and Ted 3. No, no, no. The appropriate response is
Be
Wild
excellent
step.
to each other. You know, guys, we're gonna.
rock and roll to you. Yeah.
You guys realize that when this comes out, we're all gonna have to get Wild Stallion T-shirts made,
That's
so we
what
can
I'm
go
saying.
to the theater in
I'm so
proper
happy.
attire.
I'll start taking sizes and stuff, and we'll do
Actually,
it.
I'm gonna have to start doing my Keanu Reeves impression again.
Doodle. Doodle.
In other news, X-Men Apocalypse, it is confirmed. Bryan Singer is staying on as director now that the whole lawsuit thing has been settled. Because we're pretty much all sure it was bullshit anyway.
Mhm.
Woohoo! Also in other news, Deadpool may or may not be PG-13. Some people seem to have problems with this.
I think it should be a
I do
non
already.
anything NC-17.
I'm sorry.
It's Deadpool. Let's not make the Spawn mistake here. Let's make it at least rated R, because the kids are gonna see it anyway.
Some people are wise enough to know the comic, the source material, is actually PG-13 itself.
Yeah.
Wise enough to know that current PG-13 allows for lots of graphic violence, and is
Yep.
also smart enough to know that what makes the cussing funny that would give it its R rating is that it's heavily censored.
Very true.
And I can
No.
make a better Deadpool movie at PG-13 than either R or NC-17 for those reasons, or at least a funnier one.
And that's really what we want out of a Deadpool film. I mean, let's be honest here. We want the humor. It's supposed to be funny. If it's, it's not like Spawn where it's supposed to be, heavily violent and a lot of nudity and graphic. No, we want
I want Deadpool.
we need John Leguizamo somewhere in that film. He saved the Spawn film. He'll make Deadpool epic.
I'm
Just
just
make
really.
John. We need John Leguizamo in every film. Like, I think we should just digitally add him, like friggin' Star Wars New Edition style to every movie. He should be in Casablanca, for God's sake.
Oh God!
He should-
I'm getting.
Wait, hang on. Oh, come on, I want this one. He has to be put into every film in drag.
No.
Yeah.
Just talking about that. I just
No.
yes.
I've got it. Listen.
Hang on. Let the
Listen. Listen to. First and
Like a good
foremost,
host, I just let you guys go on.
we are going to make Lucas so much money because what we're going to do is we are going to digitally add John Leguizamo as Clown in every place that Jabba the Hutt ever is.
No.
I will bring me Solo in the Wookiee. Oh, funny. I love it when you get rough on.
For some weird reason, the idea of him with copper bikini Leia is far more hilarious than it should be.
I know.
Yeah.
You took it way too far.
We now all feel bad. Thank you, John.
I
Yeah.
stick to the Ferris Bueller rule. You can
In
never
our
go
final-
too far.
Our final story for film. There was somewhat of an unofficial reunion of the cast of the Mighty Ducks, who were even nice enough to get together and take several pictures of themselves, including one of them doing the V formation that won them the game in the classic film. Classic if you were growing up in the 90s. Don't all talk at once.
I was going to say, I think the continued silence means no one really gives a fuck.
I saw the
Yeah.
flying V, but
Hey, man.
cool.
I like that.
V2 was the shit. That knuckle puck was crazy.
You see number one. You
One
see
of three.
2 and 3.
1 out of 3. If they had gotten together and played a pickup game with anybody else, that would have been impressive. But you took some photos, good for you. I don't fucking care.
Yep.
Yeah, really.
John
Wash up-
has spoken.
We've already-
I think that'll help with my lighting there. Anyway, moving on. Television coming out this week on DVD and Blu-ray. On Blu-ray for the first bit, The Adventures, Casebook, Memoirs, and Return of Sherlock Holmes. For those who don't know, these were all the Granada series. This was the definitive Sherlock before Benedict Cumberbatch was making all your panties wet. He was played by a gay guy. Moving on. Beware the Batman, Season 1, Part 2, Dark Justice.
Dark Justice.
I kind of feel bad just having to say that.
Dark Justice.
My Little Pony, Escape from Katarina and Other Adventures.
Dark Justice.
And I purposely held this off to the end because I want to see what John's reaction is when I say this. It will either be incredibly ecstatic glee or horrible outrage. Mega Man, the complete series.
Um,
No! Fuck no!
And that's why I'm wearing the hat for that laugh. Now, what, John? Do you not want your animated porn? We know how much you love Mega Man.
No! No, we don't count that as Mega Man. No, sir. No, sir. You should be ashamed of yourself. You will suck the fattest, most prickled dick in hell. I swear to God. I have plans for you, young man.
Oh, that's cute to think I'm young. Anyway. Now, just to be sure, you are thinking Mega Man animated series and not Captain N the Game Master, right?
It doesn't matter what it is. It's all fuck no.
best response ever.
Oh, I'm sure as this show continues, we'll get better ones from him.
I'm sure. You look so evil. Stop it. You're not evil. Evil trying to be evil doesn't work. You're not.
Exactly. See, that's why Rabbit and I work well, because we don't look evil, but we are.
No, I expect
Rabbit, because Rabbit, I'm still mad at you and Tracy right now. I felt like shit all day because of you two.
Yep, I'm sure the Mega Man announcement just helps to make you feel better. Moving on to casting news. True Detective has confirmed that they have brought on Vince Vaughn. who will be playing a career criminal that is somehow involved in whatever thing they're doing for 8 episodes. Still no
Oh,
word.
we're getting a replay of Clay Pigeons. I love this one. Where's Vincent D'Onofrio eating brains?
I'm just waiting for the scene where Vince Vaughn goes up to Colin Farrell and goes, "Twinkle, twinkle, baby, twinkle, twinkle."
No. What you need him to do is walk up to. He needs to walk up and go, "Baby, you are so money. You are so money, baby."
Can't wait for that scene where Colin Farrell is just awkwardly calling that girl back, even though anyone with half a brain would not be calling that girl, just fucking it all up.
Isn't it great?
Yeah, like Colin Farrell will ever have that problem. No.
What's up,
Let's
this
be
Raji?
honest. In real life, it's the girl making the phone call to him, and him having to listen to like 12 freaking voicemails of the girl desperately trying to get into his pants.
Yeah, you know what? I've decided based on this conversation that from now on at work, whenever I answer the phone, it's going to be, "What's up, this Raji?" I'm trying to educate you, son.
God.
Thank you, Rabbit.
Welcome.
Rabbit, you have said so much more with your keyboard than your words this show.
I do everybody the service.
We also, first look, we got to see Christopher Walken as Captain Hook. And that combination of words is just magical.
I don't even know what to think about that.
I am
What
completely okay with
sweet
this.
hell did this come out of?
Say this again?
Well, you know they're doing Peter Pan Live, right? NBC's follow-up to The Sound of Music from last year with Carrie Underwood.
Okay. Bye.
Yeah, they got one of the chicks from Girls, the HBO series, which means if you want to see Peter Pan naked, you just watch a season or two. She's playing Peter Pan, and Captain Hook is being played by Christopher Walken, which means finally, after all this time, we're getting what Peter Pan has always needed: more cowbell.
It's me. I don't know where the crocodile is, but it needs more cowbell.
Beat the
I have a fever.
Pass up any movie, period. Christopher Walken could totally have made a complete smash out of Two Girls in One Cup.
Oh.
I was just
The
about
great
to
acting
say.
talents of Christopher Walken. Two Girls, One Cup.
Great,
Oh,
I can see it
oh.
now. I can see it now. I have to tell you, you're doing great. But
It's like chocolate soft serve. I'm gonna need some champagne to go with my chocolate soft serve.
Garlic. Good.
turns out his novel 11/22/63 about a guy traveling back in time to prevent the Kennedy assassination, because he apparently did not watch enough Doctor Who to realize why changing things like that might be a bad idea. It's going to be adapted into a series by J.J. Abrams and Hulu. Based on this, all I can speculate is that the pilot will be one of the most fantastic things ever in television history. The first season will be heavily beloved by fans. The second season will not do much better than the first season, and then things will start falling apart by season 3, and only the most hardcore fans will be watching by season 4 on.
Let's not forget the amount of seizures that will be caused by the lens flares.
Yes.
Lens flares are only in Star Trek. If people keep getting on about lens flares, no. It needs to be a regular thing if you're going to make lens flares jokes about everything he does. He only does
Abrams.
He has not
Moving
gone
on.
past Star Trek.
Yeah.
Now, I am hoping he'll bring him to Star Wars because I think it'll make the lightsabers unintentionally hilarious, but... Moving on. Video games. Rabbit. You will actually be able to get a few games this week.
I'm ready for this.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
First off, we got Forza Horizon 2 for the Xbox One and the 360. Middle Earth: Shadow of Mordor for Windows, the PS4, and the Xbox One. So there you go there. Natural Doctrine for the PS3, the PS4, and the PS Vita. Persona 4 Arena Ultimax for PS3 and the Xbox 360. Here we go. Here we go, Rabbit. This is all you right here.
Hang on. I got something for this.
Pure Solar HD for the Windows, MacBook, Linus. I've never even seen this before. Ouya, PlayStation Network, and the PS4. I got it written down Ouya. I don't even know how to pronounce that.
That's
shit.
an Android platform that someone developed that's totally sucked up until maybe now.
Huh. And Sherlock Holmes: Crimes and Punishments for the Windows, PS3, PS4, Xbox One, and the Xbox 360, which I will definitely have to get because I'm a lifelong Sherlockian and I can't resist these things.
Oh, will it be like one of those point-and-click adventures where you play as Sherlock?
Nope.
Oh.
They're using the Unreal 3 system, something like that.
Oh, wow.
And it's actually designed so that not only can you actually do the Sherlock thing of like having to like find clues, but once you find all the clues, you have to come up with your own deductions, and there are multiple ways that each case you're working can end, as well as a kind of morality or ethics thing thrown in, where you have to determine whether or not the criminal involved should be punished or absolved of their crime.
So it's like Batman Arkham Asylum without the gadgets.
No, because Batman Arkham Asylum only has one outcome for everything you do. This has multiple.
So it's what Batman Arkham Asylum should have been.
No. This is what
Batman Arkham Asylum is what Batman Arkham Asylum should have been. This is Batman. Try to keep up.
There's only one problem with all of this, and that is including a goddamn morality system. I hate those things. They do nothing for gameplay, and it makes you feel as though you're getting the whole story or the story outcome you want because you have to do it a special way.
Well, in this case, it's only going to give you a multiple. It's only going to give you one of several endings per case. And on top of it, it only applies at the end.
I honestly think that if you're going to include a morality engine in a game, first of all, they should not display it while you're playing. It should be displayed after you've gotten the ending. Then and only then you can go back and replay it and try and get a different ending, not knowing which choices caused the morality to shift.
See, that just is a really crappy way of making people replay the game.
Also, I'm just going to point out, once again, lifetime Sherlockian, it makes sense. There are several times he let the criminal go because he just felt they were morally correct.
Yes, but that was the story. In here, any type of morality system in any game immediately kind of dictates the whole thing.
It's not the story.
Infamous
it's
too.
The character, and I want to be the character if I play a Sherlock Holmes game.
All you need to do is be a decisive dick. It's simple.
He's not always a decisive dick. It's much more complicated character than that. Once again, you're talking to a guy who read all 56 stories and all 4 novels. Whenever there's a new version out, I am there faster than anybody. There are a few characters in all fiction I know better than Sherlock Holmes. This is as much towards the character as you can make a video game.
Moving on.
Yeah, well, they do.
We'll see. One day I'll try it. I'll bring it back. Anyway.
All right.
Moving on to announcements. There's been a trailer released for Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
You mean another one?
Yeah, well, this one shows some kind of gameplay, something gameplay. I'm not an FPS gamer, so I don't care.
My 15-year-old brother has just confirmed that is going to be a crap game.
He plays so much Call of Duty.
It's Call of Duty, pretty much stating that it's a Call of Duty game. As sure as it's going to be crap.
Yeah. Before anyone gets mad at me, I'm just going to point out now, all FPSs have been ruined by me by assholes in high school who played GoldenEye, and I didn't have GoldenEye.
I played GoldenEye. I played Perfect Dark.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay,
played
fuck you all.
Super Guitar.
Unreal tournament.
That was my
Unreal goddamn tournament.
No.
Yeah.
You know, every once in a while, a
Okay.
game like this pops up, and I half wonder why your guys' cameras aren't just covered with geek splooge. Anyway,
God damn it, Quake is the best! See, I can prove it.
Wolfenstein! Wolfenstein!
guys, you better stop. The difference between you, and me, and Jay and Pixie is that Jay and Pixie are together. They can top us. And as much as I would love to see how that would increase our viewership, we're not that kind of show.
Ooh.
Oh, I thought it was.
Well, it's not Sweep Sweep, you're right.
Now that would get viewers. On Craigslist, maybe throw it out of there. On
No.
Get this thing launched tonight.
You guys do realize that
shit.
when you guys get married, you will be live casting during the wedding.
Oh fuck.
Oh man, that ought to be a good one.
All of us drunk? Yes.
I can't wait to hear like the
That's what we've
side
been talking
commentary.
about.
And here she goes walking down the aisle. Whoop! And there she goes into the 8th row. She looks to be a little bit hammered right now, but really keeping her poise.
Fuck this.
Yeah, no. Honestly, guys, I'm planning to bribe your sound man, and rather than you walking down the aisle to here comes the bride or anything like that. Let's see. Jay, I've got you. You're actually going to walk down the aisle to the Ultimate Warrior's old theme song. And Pixie, I love you, hon. You get the old Undertaker. And I'm actually going to dress up like Paul Bearer.
We're just gonna
And carry around an urn and speak in a falsetto the whole time.
I too will also bribe the sound man,
That I
but
just hear-
because I'm a much more horrible person than John. At a point in the wedding when you least suspect it, the band will be playing the Reigns of Castamere.
Now, see, we can do better than that, Evan. At some point in time, we're going to have the band play I'm a Goofy Goober from the SpongeBob show, at which the whole
That
audience
doesn't
will
be
have
Reigns of
to sing
Castamere,
along.
John. That doesn't be Reigns of Castamere, John. I think you forgot
Make it
what
a
that
little bit more
song
fashionable. It's gonna be hot.
Point.
I just want to see the look of absolute terror on the husband and on the bride and the groom's faces. The only person in the room who will be smiling will be me.
No, the only person that we're all gonna be dying laughing. Everybody else is gonna be like, "What the fuck is wrong with these people?"
My family will never talk to me again, which is both actually values, but I think that works well. No offense, bro, but I mean,
Oh god.
It's occurred to me for the last
It'll
couple of
have
years.
easier.
I think if I ever get married, I want a Game of Thrones themed wedding. I will only invite my enemies,
Guys.
people I hate.
it's great. If you're the guest of honor, that means don't eat the pie, bro.
Moving on to
Yeah,
comic
moving on.
Yeah, kind of black.
Have your pie.
Our suggestions this
Motherfucker.
week, our comic book suggestions this week, Edge of the Spider-Verse, number 4 of 5, the big crossover event where Spider-Man has to team up with multiple dimensional versions of himself to stop an evil menace that's bigger than anything else he's had before, whatever. I'm recommending the series for one reason and one reason only. Spider-Monkey.
Spider Monkey does whatever Spider Monkey does.
Yes! There is a Spider-Monkey!
I'm gonna be all over you like a spider monkey.
Monkey. I can deal with that. I can deal with Spider Monkey.
Silver Surfer
Does it
number
have?
Wait. Oh my God! It just hit me, Evan. Spider Monkey. All right. Is the first
Monkey from Dexter's
awesome-
Lab.
That would be fun.
Oh god.
first awesome DC Marvel crossover? Because Spider Monkey must be Gleep.
No!
Yes.
We do not discuss that! Fuck you, John! Gleep, okay, first off, let's get something straight. Gleep isn't DC. He's Hanna-Barbera. That's why you don't see him.
We're natural.
Losing it.
Oh.
Anyway, Silver Surfer number 6 for those who aren't getting enough of their Doctor Who-like stories. Spider-Man 2099 number 4 because John gets annoyed every time I mention the title. Miracle Man number 11 because Alan fucking Moore, you spoiled generation, you. Hack Slash, Son of Sam Hain by number 4 because if you aren't already a fan of Hack Slash, just do a Google image search. That'll fix it.
Mm-hmm.
And the Fade Out number 2 by one of my all-time favorite writers in any medium, Ed Brubaker, with his good BFF, Sean Murphy or Phillips? I want to say Phillips. Sean Phillips doing the artwork, which means it's nice, gritty crime writing by those two. They gave me Criminal, which is one of the greatest series I've ever read, period.
Go.
All of our comic book news this week is coming straight from Marvel. It's rare we get news about Marvel that doesn't involve their movies, but it happens.
Now, it's nice where a company can sit there and go, DC's doing what? Fuck it, we got a raccoon, put it on screen.
Did you guys see the SNL skit that Chris Pratt did of their own?
I need to watch it.
It's hilarious. It's basically that thing. We can put anything on screen, and it'll work.
Oh,
It's
God.
just where they say Marvel's Pam.
Oh.
I like the bit where they said, we just went to an inner city bus, took the first 4 people we saw, and decided to make a movie out of them. So get ready for Marvel's Bus People.
Oh, God.
Oh, God, the part where they talk about just using shopping carts.
I saw that you shared it, but I never got a chance to actually click on it before we got here, so.
It is a glorious thing to behold. And continues the fact that I believe Chris Pratt may be the most lovable person to ever work for Marvel. Anyway, going on to the news about Marvel, it has been settled out of court, the legal dispute between Marvel Comics and the Jack Kirby estate. I'm still not 100% sure why Spider-Man was included in that dispute, as that is more of a creation of Steve Ditko. But, yeah, apparently they settled it and everything's going to be going normal. All those cease and desist orders or whatever they did, or termination orders that the Jack Kirby estate sent out to all people like Sony and stuff like that, they don't matter anymore. Everything goes as normal. Marvel continues to be the unstoppable juggernaut that makes others masturbate and cry alone in a public restroom somewhere.
Where are the crickets?
Wow.
Thank you.
I was too busy thinking about how cool it looked down there when John was a cigarette. Maybe wish you could somehow do that and say something at the same time. I'm like, damn it!
I don't know why that was delayed.
Also, speaking of Marvel, they have pretty much fired artist Milo Manara and canceled all of his future cover projects due to the negative backlash of the Spider-Woman cover that I swear to God is really not that fucking bad. As artwork, yeah, but the sexist thing I still don't get behind that.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those things. Go ahead, Rabbit.
Well, it's because everyone loves to play the victim because most of them bitch about something. Otherwise, it's just really crappy art.
Honestly, in this case, in the article where I found out that they had been fired from all that, I actually read the full article. It's like, yeah, he's getting into lots of... yeah, this is the artist who got Marvel into trouble for showing out a Spider-Woman's woman bits. And I'm like, no, you can't see any of her woman bits. You can see her ass, but both genders have that. Everything else is covered by the fact that it's her back.
But remember...
Also, just it shows a major kind of cultural insensitivity in my mind, because he's an Italian artist. By Italian standards, that is not erotic at all.
No, she's not hairy.
Oh God, we're gonna get some comment section like this is one of those who claims that comics are racist, isn't it? Oh, he's I'm never listening again.
Because I have a good mustache. Without a good mustache, you're not an Italian beauty. Bibbidi bopping, bibbidi
I've
bibbidi
already
bopping.
been called sexist once because of my opinions about this picture. It would be nice to be called it again. It took 32 years for someone to call me sexist. I'm surprised it took so long.
It happens.
Yeah, I also have a lot of also in that argument. I had two people like vehemently disagree with me when I said, no, most comics really these days aren't that. 90s? Oh, fuck yeah. Now, no, women aren't just two-dimensional sex objects in comics anymore. No, in a couple here and there, ones I try to avoid. But let's just get something clear. If people want to complain and bitch and say upset about this, perfectly fine. It's a debate that needs to be had. But we are dealing with a current generation of comic book creators that consist of more women than ever before. Nowhere near enough, in my opinion, but still more than ever before. And men who were raised by single moms. That's your current generation of comic book creators. Yes, we still have to deal with the fact that DC does not understand how all their decisions are as demeaning to women as possible for a big company with their New 52. But we don't like New 52, so fuck it.
Oh, your face.
God, I hate New 52.
I just make no comments.
Yeah.
I just make no comments.
I say nothing.
I sit down and I wait for it to quietly go away.
Oh, New 52?
Yes.
Yeah, that. Oh, God. This. Make my
Moving
mark.
on. Moving on.
Science!
Science!
She blinded me with science!
She blinded me with science.
That's how she got you, wasn't it, Jay? She blinded you with science, didn't she?
No, I
so
think they
true,
were
bro.
boobs.
Boobs are scientific. I've
They are.
had many studies of boobs. I can vouch for their scientific.
It's good for your heart.
The natural attraction. Sucks me right in.
Tell me, mistress, what happens when I do this? Anyway. Oh, that's what the clockwise do. Now we go counterclockwise. Anyway.
Oh my, okay.
Science. Pretty much we have two science stories, and put together they come to one thing. We are that much closer to Star Trek. We will make this happen, people. We will make this happen. One, we have successfully teleported a photon 25 kilometers.
Huzzah.
Too much metal for just one hand. Dun, 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 dun.
This brings us that much closer to having an actual working transporter, which makes us that much closer to having a Lieutenant Barclay.
Fuck Barkley. I'm not teleporting. Left Chief O'Brien is there. Fuck that
no,
shit.
Don't you say anything about teleporting. He's my favorite character. I want a Barclay, damn it.
You can have a Barkley, but I ain't teleporting without O'Brien.
Okay, yeah, I gotta give you that. Bro, Brian is awesome. I always wondered what happened after he left DS9, how they were able to keep the thing functioning.
Nog.
Oh, yeah, good point, yeah. Nog
I
is
know my
awesome.
DS9.
Yeah, you fucking geek. Anyway, also, the University of Rochester has developed a cloaking device, which is surprisingly cheap and easy to make and do.
What kind of cloaking device?
The kind that actually hides shit using lenses.
What kind of shit?
Light refraction of solid 3D objects, not requiring carbon filament tubes or liquid.
Congratulations! It still has a heat signature, not cloaked.
It's a start. It's visual cloaking, not heat signature cloaking. We're getting there, though.
There was a Hope
Rabbit.
article. Yes.
Rabbit,
What?
you're implying the
Yes.
science of Star Trek actually works.
No, but I hate when the same cloaking devices are coming out, and every year it's the same thing. Either a hoax or it doesn't actually work. Sorry.
But this does work, and it's not a hoax. So,
Have they been able to recreate the same experiment somewhere else?
Yes.
Where?
They have multiple lenses, dude. Yes.
No. I mean, has another lab, another university, been able to recreate the same experiment?
Well, as it just came out, I don't think another lab has tested it yet. It's
Yeah.
still initial
Exactly.
findings.
They shouldn't have even released anything until they've actually had it vetted. Otherwise,
So,
it's just
in other words, another lab shouldn't do anything. They shouldn't have released the news so that other labs can do the experiment themselves, because other labs should be doing the experiment before they release the news.
He actually does have a point with the scientific method. A major discovery like that should be vetted by another lab, independent of the lab that it was already done in order to completely verify the data. Now, if another, it actually shouldn't be done by one. It should be done by at least 2 or 3, so that way you can take a statistical variation of it. Because whereas one lab may be able to recreate it, one lab may not. So if you can get a majority of it, then you can figure out, okay, well, the lab that wasn't able to do it was a fluke in the data.
The point I'm making is they have to release the information for the other labs to do it, and this is the 21st century.
They already did it by email
without it becoming big news.
Okay, we're arguing the scientific method, and that's
they
pointless.
jumped the gun.
I'm not arguing the scientific method. I'm not disagreeing with him. I'm disagreeing with the fact that he says they shouldn't have released the news. Honestly, who said they're the ones who released the news? Someone gets a hold of that shit, they put it out there. That's how modern news works these days.
Chances are the lab didn't release the news. The university released the news because they need more donations.
There we go.
Precisely.
Actually, there's one other science thing I'd like to add to it this week that just came up earlier this week on my news feed. Apparently, President Obama has now created the largest national marine preserve ever. Literally taking the Hawaiian National Marine Preserve and increasing it to a size of 499,505 square miles.
That's a big
It
reserve.
is quite awesome.
That is a majority of the islands, small islands off of Hawaii, in which there can be no exploratory drilling, there can be no shipping through. It's actually a pretty amazing thing for him. And fishing, correct.
Yay! Hawaii will stay a paradise.
Ish.
Well, it looks like we've lost Pixie and Jay again.
Oh.
They'll be back.
And moving on to miscellaneous. First up, this is one of my favorite things that happened this week. KTVA reporter Charlo Green very publicly quit her job on the air live, openly admitting that she is the owner of a cannabis club and said that she will now dedicate all of her time, energy, and money to the legalization of marijuana.
And now let's point out, where is this lady from?
Alaska, if I remember correctly.
Exactly,
Yep.
Alaska.
Yeah, so?
I got nothing.
I bet she, I think that's the reason why Sarah Palin can actually see Russia from her house.
Dude, I can totally see Russia from here, man.
It's
This
the eyes of
is
Putin. They stare at me from the kitchen cabinet, but I really want more Cheetos.
Cheech and Chong's politics.
God, you know what sucks about Alaska in the wintertime, man? I really want Taco Bell, and I don't want to put the snow tires on.
Wait, if you're in Alaska in the wintertime, why aren't your snow tires already on?
Because, man, I've been way too stoned to do it, because this Alaskan weed is awesome.
Then how'd you get your weed? You had to go out to get the weed.
No, man, they deliver it by quadcopter now. It's fucking awesome.
You get.
I'm gonna point out now, this is the guy from Alaska here saying this. Not you, John, me.
I'm not from Alaska. I just live in God's armpit.
I know.
This isn't God's armpit. That's Detroit.
No. That is
Oh,
God's taint.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got a strange amount. There's a strange amount of music news this week. Pink Floyd is releasing their first album in 20 years, The Endless River.
So how much LSD will it require to fully appreciate the music? More.
Yeah, actually,
I don't have the capacity to take that many drugs anymore.
the thing I find hilarious about that is that the Pink Floyd is actually one of the cleanest bands of their generation. They are completely drug-free. I don't even think they do alcohol.
Yes, but their fan base really loves psychedelics.
I know. Kind of makes me want to go to a concert just to see the looks on their faces. Well, they probably can't.
God.
Yeah, it's too bad that Apple didn't release the Pink Floyd album to people the way they did U2, because that's something I might actually appreciate.
Yeah.
Instead of going, fuck, I gotta delete U2 off my cloud.
Doesn't that mean that Pink Floyd would have to sell out first?
You show me a band from that generation that hasn't sold out in a slightest bit. You name one. Pink Floyd's already done it.
Dude, every band sells out at least a little bit. That's why you've even heard of them.
Exactly.
No, that's every generation ever. That's literally the entire reason we know who the Beatles are is because they sold out at the beginning of their career.
Hey, look, Huey Lewis and the News have never sold out, man.
Once again, if they didn't sell out, people would have heard of them. They had to sell out at least a little bit. You said little bit. Those were your words.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
That's
all
the
right.
point.
All right.
Speaking of people who never stopped rocking, AC/DC is releasing Rock or Bust. Basically, the album that's their last hurrah before their guitarist, Malcolm Young, retires. At least.
It's a sad day.
Really?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Young's going to retire?
Mm-hmm.
Angus is still alive and playing, right?
Yes.
All right, then nothing of value was lost. Hello.
You forgot you have effects buttons, didn't you, Rabbit?
Hang on. I don't really got anything good for this.
There's a rim shot.
There you go. Yeah.
Sticking to the news of 30-year-old, well, 30 years ago they were popular bands. There's also a new book being released by one of the co-founders of Blondie, which is essentially releasing a bunch of pictures that are hard to find or not too well known from their early years. So for all those who want to see more pictures of a young Debbie Harry, dude, there are Playboy pictures you can jerk off to. Calm down.
I know, but Deborah Harry's just so awesome.
I hate to say I'm not as excited, but I am there with Rabbit.
Yes, this is true. She is awesome, I have to admit that. I wish she did more movies, because I saw that stupid Tales from the Dark Side movie, and one of the few good things about it was her performance, and I'm like, I kind of wish you were doing more movies now. You're actually not that bad.
Oh, God, she should have been Queen Circe.
In Game of Thrones?
Think about it. Think about it.
I don't have to think about it, you're wrong.
I think she'd be
I
good.
don't know. She could probably do it.
For the part for starters, and
Yeah, but she looks
what's her name
great.
is killing the role.
Okay,
Now-
I'm not saying the actress who is doing it isn't phenomenal.
Just Deborah Harry could have done it too.
She's too old.
She still looks amazing for being a bit too old.
Looking amazing isn't looking young.
She does look.
All right. We can
Honestly-
argue this till the sun comes up.
The role that would be much better for her, their aunt. The one who married a Frey. Where if you've read the fourth book, they point
You're
out
right.
how
Yeah.
she is so fucking VA. She actually went up to Tywin Lannister and told him the only true son, the only true heir he's got was Tyrion.
Oh, God, we love that man.
I hope it's true that that guy's playing the master soon. And our final story for the evening. This is another one of those, we're definitely going to get some fun reactions out of John moments.
Oh, God.
All right, get ready.
A series of historical photos have been recreated by John Malkovich where he takes on the roles of the famous people in those photos.
I have seen that. That is actually a phenomenally hilarious series.
Yes, it is. I love the part where he's nakedly posing with the woman who's supposed to be John Lennon's wife, Yoko Ono.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's oh god, it's fantastic. The one where he's the twins. Oh,
Mhm.
I highly recommend looking it up.
Yeah, if you haven't checked it out, definitely check it out. It's worth a look. It's good for a laugh.
If I can promise you this, John Malkovich as Che Guevara.
That was a good one.
And that does it this week for High Class Geek News. We've got a full hour. Oh my god, this is probably the most smooth show we've had in a while.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
Yeah, I mean, aside from Pixie and Jay going in and out, yeah, everyone's here. We were on time. I
didn't have any technical difficulties, so I'm a happy camper.
Yeah, this went so well that even my laundry was done before this started. That's how well it went.
You know what we need for this? Round of applause for you, sir.
Rabbit has buttons.
Yes, I do. You should be worried.
Oh god, I have to stop laughing when I apparently look evil. I am, of course, your friendly neighborhood geekazoid, Evan Ransom. I was briefly joined by Pixie and her lovely beau Jay and his lovely little brother, whose name I didn't catch, but who confirms that Call of Duty will apparently be a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Also with me tonight was everyone's favorite angry monkey / leprechaun, that is John Little.
You know it, baby.
Yeah, I apparently will see him in hell where bad things will happen to me for bringing up the Mega Man thing. And Rabbit, who I'm guessing will be involved in my tortures in hell.
Where do you think I'm getting the big prickly dick from?
Right
By the
here,
way, you may
buddy.
want to stretch your jaw. He's hung like a canned ham.
Very oblong. It's uncomfortable.
Well, maybe they should have hired you for that new American Horror Story Freak Show thing. Anyway,
Couldn't fit his cock on screen. We tried.
all the stories that we got that were gathered together by myself and also our good friend David Book, who is always championing to find stories for us. Thank you, David.
Thank you, David.
We will see you next week at the same geek time on the same geek channel, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. This was High Class Geek News, and I'm sure Rabbit's going to, I was going to say Rabbit's going to press a button to get us out, but then it will occur to Rabbit to not press a button just to embarrass me. So now he's on the spot. Rabbit, what are you going to do? Mother.
Pudding!